Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be Clem versus Scarlett here on Waterfall. Bottom left going to be Scarlett, top right's going to be Clem. Going to be France versus Canada here today. People do speak French in Canada, in the Quebecois area of Quebec, which is fairly obvious. All right, so it's going to be a ZVT here. No proxies here from Clem today. No proxy hatches here from Scarlett. Just Terror the Overlord moving out. Check out Terror the Overlord t-shirts. They're available at falconpaladin.store. Link right up here. Click it. Check it out. Lots of shirts there, and a Terror the Overlord mug as well. So TVZ shenanigans here for you today. There's a pool firster from Scarlett, though. I mean, not a 12 pool, but, you know, it's a pool nevertheless here. Pool first, like, I don't know, 14 or something, whatever. But pool firsting it into an expand. So just really worried about proxies would be my guess on that. Usually, this pool timing and this hatch timing usually indicates that we're not planning necessarily on going for a Roach or Ravager rush. But I suppose you could do it on 2 base here. But usually it's the one, you get your second gas, you get a Roach Horn as soon as you can. Right, unless that's how Dark does it anyway. And then he doesn't expand until later if he needs to. Hopefully, right, for him, the Roaches and the Ravagers are going to do some terrible, terrible damage. But not necessarily game-winning stuff. Reaper is on the way. Clem goes for the expand. Reaper expand timing sends the SCV down to scout and says, cool, it's actually a pool first. We're going to keep this Reaper at home is what he's going to scout with this. He's like, oh, okay. Lings are out already. Let's just keep this Reaper home. No big deal. This Reaper's name is just a Reaper. This is simply just a Reaper. No, he has no backstory. He's got no superpowers or super intricate lore about himself or his origin. He's never faced the wrath of Mengsk or his officials. He's just a regular, good old boring Reaper that got sent out when the player selected his barracks and pressed A. Darn it! I guess the story there is that the person who created the Reaper name didn't want to give him a backstory, but accidentally did. So yeah, Reaper's going to stick on home to see what's what. Yeah, I guess this was... I mean, no Roach Warren. Speed's now coming in, I guess. But this is Scarlett just really preparing and really worrying about proxy shenanigans from Clem. And then Clem just able to do his old 1 Rax, 1 Reaper expand play. Interesting. So that hurts Scarlett. I mean, it does. If you're not going hatch first against a Terran player who's going 1 Rax expand, your economy is going to be worse than it normally would be in this situation. That's just how it works. Just how it is. Starport coming in, 3rd CC coming in, sub 3 minutes. Something we see more and more often these days in the StarCraft 2. Yeah, 3rd hatch going to pop up here from Scarlett. Reaper just making sure drone transfers up here are difficult to do. Any slowlings that wander around out here are going to have a bad time as well. Even queens that march out here are going to catch a KD8 charge and get bounced back, would be my guess here. Is Clem going to try that? Is just a Reaper going to give that a shot? Or just like, nah, no KD8 charges required. Try to sneak in, though. This queen positioning from Scarlett's pretty fantastic. She's doing excellent stuff here. Hellion getting a creep tumor. Oh, Hellion combined. There's that KD charge. And then going, making a beeline. The Lings trying to block the path. More Lings blocking the path. Okay. Scarlett is not allowing a scout here. A Hellion goes down. Reaper, saved by your friend. And, oh, he does. Just a Reaper survives with all of 2 HP. What a boss. That was very scary for that Reaper, but he's alive. All right, 3rd base kind of getting saturated up here. I like what Scarlett's doing. Again, the opening wasn't exactly optimal for her, but okay. We're going for Banshee. We're going for Cloak on the aforementioned Banshee here. I'm just kind of trying to keep pressure up, just trying to keep Scarlett's attention away from just macroing, right? That's why you do this as Terran, because if you don't, the Zerg player just macros, never misses any inject cycles, never misses any expansion timings, but if you're pressuring them, yeah, their build's going to get screwed up. I mean, maybe not at this level of StarCraft, but definitely at your level of StarCraft, if you're watching this. Harassing is going to keep the Zerg player from being able to execute a perfect first 6 minutes, which is what they want to do. One drone gets killed, and everybody else backs out. Queen count looking nice. Again, any Zerg player worth their salt at this level is going to have an amazing queen count at, 6-7 minutes or so. And at this point, it's 7 queens already. Roachhorn does get started, as well as a Spore. This is, 4.5, 5 minutes is about the timing to deal with Banshees that might show up. And by the way, there are Banshees out on the map. I don't know where. I'm just kidding. Yes, there is. There's one here. It bounced in. Got chased away by the Spore and the Queen. Didn't get any kills at all. Good grief. Gotta do better than that, Banshee pilot. Woo. Okay. Losing a single Hellion there. Did our Reaper die? Somehow the Reaper died. Goodbye, just a Reaper. We hardly knew. He creeps spreading up this way, probably for expansion there, or maybe here. Scarlett needs a 4th base if she's going to do this thing. Just saying. 3rd base for Clem. Landing in quite nicely. Did upgrade that to an orbital before floating it down, as is the norm these days. Yeah, we're done. There's a couple Banshees. Yeah, there we go. 2 Banshees. Are there any Overseers? No. Gotta move. Oh, boy. Gotta move the Spore up for detection range, but the Banshees are taking some hits. And there is an Overseer coming in now, but my gosh, these Banshees are racking up kills. By that, I mean they have 1 and 2 kills apiece. The Hellions YOLO their way in here, and oh, boy. Need Lings, need Queens to deal with this, but the Queens also have to deal with the Banshees. Hellion Queen is such a tough composition for Zergs to deal with. Because, like, if you just try to go Roaches, then the Banshees kill them. And if it's Lings, the Hellions do a really good job against them. And it's tough. It's really tough. But at the end of the day, the answer is Queens. Exactly what Scarlett had. Did lose 7 drones, but she's still at 66 workers, which is pretty good. Income was favoring her for a minute there. Jumped up into Clem's side of the map as these guys had to be pulled off the minerals. And as Scarlett, there you go. Taking a 4th base now at about 650. Bit late, but the pressure's been pretty good here from Clem. This is where Clem gets scary. This is where he gets like a scary guy. Right? He gets up to 3 bases. He gets a ton of Marines out. Gets medevacs. Ooh, that Overseer needs to run, and it does. No speed upgrades. No upgrades for anything for Scarlett yet. Got speed for Lings. Working on ground carapace. Gonna try to go Roaches here. Maybe Roach Bane, Roach Ling Bane, something like that. Maybe some Ravagers in the mix too. But for now, it's Roaches. And Roaches with an armor upgrade do pretty well against Marines that don't have any upgrades yet. But look at this timing. 1-1 is kicking in as Clem's on the front door, but not there yet. And, I mean, 10 seconds is everything, right? If he had 1-1, I think maybe he would have engaged there. Anywho, 4th base going to pop here for Scarlett soon. 4th base coming in from Clem. Here between potentially a 4th base location and a 3rd base location. All right, Roach Ravager, Scarlett making her move. This is a lot of stuff. And they've got 1-1. Got Overseers in case there's Widow Mines in the mix, but there are not any Widow Mines at all. Trying to go into oversight mode here for the Overseers. Lings rolling in. These, that's not a full wall. It doesn't really matter, though. There's enough Roaches and Ravagers here. The supply block on Clem is actually pretty brutal. I don't know if you want to come up this ramp, but if there's no siege tank, there are siege tanks. There are 2 siege tanks. Oh, 3 siege tanks sieging up back there. Scarlett's like, I don't know. Cloaked Banshee getting damage done here, too. Dodging Corrosive Vials, getting zoned away. Scarlett says, let's just get out of here. Let's just get out of here. If we can Corrosive Vial down that Banshee, that'd be sick, but only 4 kills. Seriously, that Banshee's got 4 kills. Ooh, Queens come up because there's group spread up here. They can come up this way. I like it. Good hold there by Clem. I mean, those tanks showed up just right at the nick of time. He had enough Marines to hold there, especially with tank fire. Just, good symbiotic relationship there. If the tanks are only here by themselves, they get Corrosive Bile down. But if Marines are kind of keeping them away from the tanks, then the tanks get free shots, which helps the Marines stay alive. And it works very nicely for both groups. All right, 84 workers here for Scarlett. She's always been very good at droning up. She's expanding to a 5th base on the right side now. Bit of a drop coming into Spore Crawlerville. And Clem's like, nope. Not interested in that as a 4th base. Is upgrading to a planetary for Clem at the 12 o'clock position here. Whoa, this is good. This is really good stuff from both players. Scarlett's maxed out. Clem working on getting maxed out. 188, 189 is effectively maxed out in my experience. Okay, that is so many Marines, guys. Oh, coming in. A lot of Roaches, not that many Ravagers. Trying to take down a tank with Corrosive Bile, but again, not enough Ravagers for that. Uh-oh. This is where you get in trouble when you didn't make any splash damage against somebody like Clem, who's got 800 Marines. bad stuff happens to you. This is why you add banelings to this comp. Or I guess the infestors maybe can try to fungal a little bit. Dude, a fungal on this clump of Marines would actually be pretty good. Nice pick up on that tank, but there's more tanks coming. Queen needs to focus on that Banshee, but she's too busy focusing on beautiful splits on the Marines there. Do these guys have enough for a fungal yet? Yes. The infestors are getting shot at. Nice fungal catch. Okay, this hatch is in a ton of trouble here. Another fungal. There's another infestor here. Queen tries to kill the Banshee. No, she's going to die instead. Tank down. 2 tanks, 3 tanks up that right side. Corrosive Biles, I say, sounding like an Australian. Trying to take down. Okay, tank down. More tanks rolling in, more Marines coming in. But Scarlett's got defender's advantage. She's able to make more stuff here. Finally, that Banshee gets killed. Coming back up to a high ground position. Infestors ready to go with fungals. Again, not really. Kind of a small group of Marines here. This is turning into a pretty intense game, I gotta say. More Roaches, more Ravagers coming in. 2-2 upgrades for the Zerg. +1 attack, only +2 attack, only +1 armor for Clem here on his infantry. And the upgrade advantage here is kind of helping a little bit. Corrosive Bile, yep, 3 Corrosive Biles, enough for a siege tank here. Scarlett doing some good stuff, counterattacking. Army value 73 to 66. There is an expiration date on Roach Ravager against a good Terran player, though, and it's coming up pretty soon. When that +3 attack kicks in for Clem, it's going to be hard for Roach Ravager to do this for Scarlett, but I really like that she's got infestors in here. She's got some nice fungals down early. Going to send a changeling out. Creep spreading on creep that was just about gone. You could throw down 1 creep tumor on like a tiny piece of creep, and bam, you're back out where you were already. Expanding again here is Scarlett. Clem is taking a 5th base behind all this chaos at that top left corner. Small group of Marines wandering in, getting picked up, running for it. Actually, nothing here can shoot up, so you know what? We can do whatever we want. Gonna roll into Spore Crawlerville a little bit here. Only 1 spore is not exactly Spore Crawlerville. Fungal catches and slows and does damage, but doesn't root. Everybody knows that. Does anybody remember when it used to root, or am I just the only old person here as this base gets canceled? This 5th base goes down. This is great. Right side base of Scarlett is big. She needs it right now. She's taking into lurkers. She's getting Vipers here too. Creep spread looking good. It really is. Can't really complain about the creep spread today from Scarlett. She's one of the top players in the world for that, for sure. I mean, she's not, you know, a top 10 Aligulac player, but creep spread, she's in the top 10 for Zergs, absolutely. Okay, but there's tanks. Okay, fine. They're just going to wander in there, take some tank fire, kill nothing, and then bail. Right. Army value 107 and 113. Nice fungal. Again, the fungal combination here I like. It prevents the stim kite retreat play that Clem, every Terran player is going to use in this situation, right? Ah, another cancel on that base. Clem is just kind of choking the Zerg out here a little bit. Yeah, lurkers are exactly what we need here if you're a Zerg player. This base died? What the? Okay, please hold. What killed the... Oh, it was all, like, basically dead already. No, she didn't accidentally kill her own base. No. Okay. Oh, that Marie gets a final shot off, and Scarlett's in trouble. In an immense amount of trouble. I like the Spinecrawler Forest over here just to prevent easy attacks into that area from small groups of Marines, or like Marauders, for example. Not going to be easy for him to, but man, Clem, yep, he's basically wiped out 2 bases of Scarlett's here, expanded at least once, and he's in a fine position at the moment. Income tab is favoring Clem quite immensely. He is very, just what he does. He's good at macroing, he's good at expanding, his micro's amazing. He's like a top 10 player in the world right now. He's looking good. Another drop. Surely shouldn't be able to do much here. Also going to take sport hits and maybe die. Good grief. This medevac's going to fly into this one and die. Yeah, oh, it's like a full medevac. Okay, it doesn't matter. Clem's like, I'm good. That drop died into a spore. Not worried about it. Tank Marine Marauder setting up. Picking off an infestor there. Viper maybe going for an abduct. Okay, an abduct, double abduct there. That is something that's changed in the current patch. Not allowing that double abduct play. These Marauders ran past the spines and actually did get some damage there. What the heck killed SCVs? I don't know. Maybe a baneling attack up into this 3rd base. Scarlett needed something like that. Lurkers spining in. Lurkers getting target fired, except there is still 1-2 here. 2 here. Seismic Spines is done. It is. Ghost coming in. Adaptive Talons being researched here too. Oh, this is an amazing game. But Clem expanding again. Well, Scarlett is kind of barely able to get back to where she was 2 or 3 minutes ago. Is not boding well for the future of Scarlett here against the French monster. That is Clem. Adaptive Talons. Plus 2 vehicle weapons coming in from Clem. We don't see that a lot, but he is relying pretty heavily on tanks, which is not something that's usually very good against Zerg in 2022, 2023, but I don't know. He's kind of making it work here. I guess against a Roach Ravager style, it makes more sense than against a Ling Bane thing. Holy lurkers, Batman. Yeah, you could snipe him. Absolutely. Lings, Roaches, Ravagers coming into the third base of Clem, though. There's a single tank here, but it's not happy. Course of Bile sends that command center down into burning, kills 5 more SCVs, and then retreats out. This Chinks casually got 30 kills. Are you kidding me right now? That is a lot of kills. Yo. All right, let's see if a base maybe here. Expanding here for Scarlett would be good. She's really not able to spread creep down this way at all. Lurkers. Oh, abducting Ghost to die to Lurker Spines. A little bit poetic. Yeah, Clem can't push in, and here we go. Scarlett on the offensive again. And being on the offensive is good in StarCraft. It really means you're in a good position generally if you can get any kind of offensive momentum at all. It's exactly what she's trying to do, but she's down about 50 supply. Ugh. Corrosive Bile's connecting because Clem's trying to micro at 2 places at once here, but Scarlett getting whittled down and whittled down. She might be able to kill this third base, but I mean, these 2 bases alone are really helping Clem win this game. Ghost getting work done against just lurkers alone. It's not easy, Terran players. It's probably hard for you to do it, but I mean, Clem's making it look pretty solid. Yeah, 192 to 130 supply. It is falling apart here for Scarlett. Just hasn't been able to kill a base today. Just keeps losing this left side. Clem has been so dominant on this left side of the map. Hatch goes down again. That is 2 hatcheries killed. This one's been canceled at least twice. We'll call that 4 here in about 17 minutes. Yeah, just not overcommitting. Just like kind of forcing. Nice fungal on those ghosts. Really forcing Scarlett to come to him. Bunch of ghosts died there. All right, 10 ghosts have gone down. Another 10 gets corrosive bile, but snipe. The ghosts that are alive, taking down retreating Ravagers there too. Trying to expand here, Scarlett. No. And for the first time today, some Banelings, but they don't even have centrifugal hooks. Okay, cancel those Banelings. Should have probably started going into Banelings a little bit ago. I do like Hydras. It's just they're so squishy. They get a lot of damage in against everything here. It's just if they take any damage, they fall over is the problem. Scarlett scrapping in, standing in, going to try to retake her third base for the second time today. Oh, yeah, this position is a good one to set up if you're a Terran player. It connects all 3 of the Zerg bases, and if you can't, yeah, it's a GG. Clem gets the win, but that's it, man. If a Terran sits here, I guess, you know, same thing happens for Protoss or Zerg on this map. You camp here on the enemy side of the map, and you are just choking everything economic out. All of the rallying of units gets shut down here, too. You can threaten 3 bases simultaneously, and yeah, they're all mined out, but whatever. Same thing over here, right? It's low ground, so that was kind of balances it. If it was high ground, it'd be impossible to deal with. It'd be so hard. Anyway, that was great. That was a really good display of how to win a TVZ versus Zerg, who goes Roach Ravager and Infester. That's for sure. Man, 30,000 resources lost from Scarlett, 23,000 from Clem in a 17-18 minute game here. The Banshees did not get too much done, but it helped defend the third base against Roach Ravager attack once. 19 tanks went down, as well as 10 ghosts. How many lurkers went down today? 11. And how many are left? 0. Oh, okay. So all the lurkers died. That's a problem for sure. But yeah, Clem just managing to expand even while mounting massive attacks on Scarlett's side of the map here. That was big. Expanding twice, too. on Waterfall. And then Scarlett never really got the lurkers into offensive positions at all. Never used any banelings today, which is kind of an issue. If you want to start out Roach Ravager, sure. But eventually you want the banelings. It's going to make you happier. It's going to make it much easier to deal with somebody of Clem's stature. But you know what? Sometimes you just kind of get stuck on a tech, and it happens. That's all. That's all. So, I mean, yeah, look, Clem's a much better player than Scarlett is. I just like to check in on Scarlett every once in a while and see how she's playing. And I don't know, once I start getting replays from the new patch, we'll see how she does. Maybe, I don't know, like maybe she'll be able to win some games if this is as much of a Zerg-favored patch as it could be. I don't know. When I read the patch notes, it sure seems to me like it's a combination of buffs for Zerg and nerfs for Zerg. Buffs for Protoss, nerfs for Protoss. Buffs for Terran, nerfs for Terran, right? Every race is getting kind of touched in some way. And so I really don't see anything that makes me go, ooh, Zerg got like 3 major advantages here. And really, the nerfs aren't that bad. Like creep spread getting nerfed, that kind of sucks. That really sucks for players like Scarlett, for sure. The Ravager morphin time nerf is kind of a big one. Making Broodlords faster, but making Broodlings last a shorter amount of time helps specific game types for people who are playing against Broodlords. Anyway, like I said, we'll see. But guess what? For now, that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.